Hey folks, figured I'd give you another update to the homestead. I just recently posted something on Facebook that actually wasn't entirely true. So I just came down to do some work, shoot some video, keep you guys up to speed and updated on the homestead. And things have changed, within the last 5 minutes a little bit. But this homestead update isn't all good. So it actually starts 3 days ago. On Sunday we got some pretty good rain. I usually let my chickens free range during the day, so I'll let them out in the morning at dusk, come back down. They're all usually perched up and I just have to shut the door to the shed, and we're pretty good there. But because of the rain, I didn't come back down. I figured they were all up perched, pretty safe. Stupid assumption on my part, I guess, but I'm thinking in the wee hours of the morning that next day, they had come down early and come outside. Well, when I had come down to feed them, I had a patch of feathers right here on the trail, and I was missing 4 hens. So the past couple days, have gone by with no new updates per se, so the 4 hens were basically gone. In the last video around the homestead, I kind of showed you guys around, kind of talked about some things I wanted to do, in lieu of my big overall plan that we discussed in either the first or second video. So I wanted to get an outside area for the goats, kind of give them the shed for the winter time, and move the chickens into the outside pen portion, which is 6 foot tall. It's all chicken wire fence. They got the coop that I had built in another video, I think, as well, or at least I had pictures up on that. So that was the plan. So today I left the house, heading to Home Depot to grab some lumber so I can go ahead and do that stuff, make the chickens a little bit more safe. I was gone for about 2 hours, and I had the 5 hens out here free ranging like I always do. I came back, and I'm going to show you this here in a second, but there's feathers absolutely everywhere and not a chicken to be found. So I thought I had lost all 5 of them, but just coming back down here, there was actually one waiting outside, so I got her back in the shed for now. But picked up a couple more things, as well as some materials to go ahead and start improving the situation here, but that's probably going to be on hold for the rest of the day, because although trapping season hasn't officially started here in New Hampshire, it's definitely started for me. So that's going to be the remainder of my day, probably setting traps. I already pulled them out of the dye. They should be good and dry now, and it's game on at this point for me. But let me just show you, what I came back from Home Depot to, and give you just a quick look at that. So there's just a small patch of feathers. That's actually from Sunday, or early Monday morning, I should say. But when I had come home today, backed the truck up down the trail here, there's the road straight ahead, heading up towards the house. So I backed the truck in with the materials, and you can see that big patch of feathers there, which isn't a good sign. Just absolutely everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and gather those up. They're going to be part of one set. There's that small pile again, and this is right outside the shed here. Again, feathers everywhere. But I took a walk through on Monday, I guess it was. I walked pretty much my whole 40 acres here, and a couple, 2 or 3 times anyway, and didn't find anything. No sign. Like I said, we had some pretty good rain, so there's no blood. And even today, there's another feather there, another one there, all the way down the trail heading out back here. But no blood or anything, even on the feathers today that are new. There's really no sign around. I'm thinking it was probably a cat. Here goes some more feathers. There's one, and here's a big clump right here again. So just because of the way everything is, I'm thinking it's a cat. We definitely have bobcat up here. I haven't heard anyone say it. Another huge clump of feathers. But we probably have lynx around here as well. And just, another 10 feet away. Bunch more feathers. And then it kind of just goes off into the back of the property, and I don't see anything else at that point. So I mean, it could have been a pack of coyotes, I guess. I was thinking, you know, one of three animals, either coyotes, bobcat, or fox. But just in the short amount of time that this happened, you know, a couple hours, I'm just thinking cat, because, you know, they're quick enough to do something like that. I would think a coyote would just tear that chicken up right on the spot and at least leave some blood or some bloody feathers around, and that's not the case. So maybe a couple cats, I mean, I don't know. So that's it, time to set some traps. Let me go back up to the shed area and show you kind of what I got going on there. Show you a couple new additions anyway from what we got since Sunday. Alright, so got a half a dozen 4x4 poles over here laying down, and then I just got some picket fence for the goat area, that way they can come outside. I'll move you guys around and show you the other side. Here's the other side. And I just leaned these up. Obviously they're not set or anything, I just kind of wanted to get the scheme of things here and see how it looked. But going down the left hand side of the screen here, that's 24 foot long. You got an 8-foot section of fence in the back that abuts the chicken coop there. 16 feet across the front with another 8 foot going into the shed right there. So it's a pretty good size, you know, outside area for the goats. I'm going to move the camera again and show you what my intentions are on the side there. Alright, so right here you can't really see, you got that piece of plywood just to kind of keep out some of the weather. Right now the goats are sleeping under the chicken coop. But in the bottom left hand side of the shed there, I'm going to cut a doorway in for the goats. I'm going to screen off this right side here on the inside to separate that little area where the goats sleep now and the rest of the pen, which is going to be for the chickens, obviously. So that'll be like a little passageway, little covered passageway for the goats to come out from the shed into this big area that I'm adding on now. And I think that'll be plenty of room for them. I'm probably going to end up with a couple more goats here at some point. So that'll be plenty big enough for the 4 of them. So then here's the crazy goats, obviously. Mater, the white one, was just right up to the door on the board there. I just put that board back so the guinea hens can get up in that coop if they want to. Oh, we're gonna have a little battle here. They just recently started standing up on their hind legs and banging heads, so it's pretty funny. But obviously they love to climb, so. Get off there, Mater. Hey! So as far as some new additions go, got 4 guinea hens here. Just picked them up today, actually. So they're going to hang out with the goats for now, just because I was told they'll beat up on your chickens once they eat all the bugs and food around, and they can cause havoc. So the past 3-4 hours I've had them, they're getting along pretty good with the goats. There's no issues there, so they'll hang fast here for a while, at least for the time being. So there's, from what I know, the lone survivor. I mean, it would be nice to have, you know, a few more show back up, but looking at all those feathers, it's probably not likely. So go from 9 eggs a day for the past 2.5 months to probably 1 now. But let's take you up top side and show you the rest of the additions. Alright, so here's some more additions. I actually picked these up on Monday, I believe it was. It was 7 white leghorns, all hens. And they're just still chicks, so I got them in the bin here. At least for the next month or 2. They won't start laying eggs for another 2.5-3 months. But, so 7 of those. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this. Figured it was kind of a video of opportunity, you know, with what's going on here. I planned on just an update video, but it's a little more than that. Like I said, I've pulled a bunch of traps out of the die here. I got a bunch more still I could set. But I'm going to start with these. And like I said, you know, it's game on. It's not trapping season like I said, but you know, you're taking my animals now and taking food for my family, so I don't give a rat's ass if it's pink elephants out there doing it. They're going to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set some of these. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can stop whatever it is from killing my chickens. That'd be pretty good. And I'll just go from there, you know. You know, I've said this in past videos as well. You can set a trap and you can call it a coyote trap all you want. But at the end of the day, you know, they're all sniffers in their own right. And whatever happens to be around your set and steps on your pan is what the trap is, you know. They have lynx avoidance techniques and stuff like that. Obviously different baits attract different types of animals, but again, you know, at the end of the day, whatever steps in it is what it is. There's no specific trap, you know, per se when it comes to animals, because they're just going to do what they want. So appreciate you guys joining me. You know, not all good news all the time, but got some good things going on, and I'm gonna have a damn farm here come hella high water.